Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Kamil bin Syamsul Amri. Today, my group mate and I will present about costing final assessment. Okay, so now I will explain about definition of job costing, batch costing, and contract costing. So the firstly is job costing. Job costing is described as a type of specialized order to satisfy the unique requirements of the customer, which is typically completed quickly. The work that is often done in a factory, supplier's location, or workshop as a continually recognizable unit. Next is batch costing. When a group of goods or services are produced, a set of costs known as batch costs are incurred. These costs are not associated with any particular goods or services within the group. Last but not least is contract costing. Contract costing is the ascertaining of costs associated with the production of a specific product as per the contract agreement with the customer. The differences of job costing, batch costing, and contract costing is job costing was each job that treated as a dependent entity for the purpose of costing. For batch costing, separate cost sheet is maintained for each batch by assigning a batch member, and for contract costing is suitable for construction work. The example of job costing is appropriate for deriving the cost of constructing a custom machine. Then, for example of industry which adopt batch costing is spare part of automobile. Next, the example of contract costing is a company bids for a large construction project with a prospective customer, and the two parties agree in a contract for a certain type of reimbursement to the company. Okay, now I will present about the elements of contract costing. There are 12 elements of contract costing. The first is material, the second is labor, the third is wages, the fourth is plant, the fifth is indirect expenses, the sixth is cost of extra work done, the seventh is cost of maintenance periods, the eighth is direct charge, the ninth is overhead, the 10th is profit and loss, the 11th is contract price, and the lastly is degree of completion achieved.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Ahmad Fahim. Now, production process. In our production to making our cupcake, we only use milk, baking powder, Oreo, icing sugar, chocolate ice, Nutella, and Hershey syrup. The rest we're not using it at all. Alright, first step, we separate the filling and the cookies and put them in the separate bowl. After that, we put the cookies into a ziplock bag, or we can use a blender so that it will become a powder. After we blend the cookies, the result will be look like this. Next, we put 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 cup of milk, and we put the filling of the cookies and we mix it up. And the result will look like this. Then fill the compound in the cupcake container. After that, we put them in the oven with 160 degree in 10 minutes. Bake for 10 minutes. And I'm gonna present about cost estimation for 1 month of production. Now I'm going to show you the direct material cost for 1 hour. So the normal working hour for our labor is 7.5 hours. So we multiply the total direct material cost with 7.5 hours, and we will get the cost for a day equal to 157 ringgit and 50 cents. And to find out how much the cost for direct material for a month, we multiply the cost for a day with 26 days, and we will get 4,095 ringgit per month for the total cost for direct material. Now we move to indirect material. As you can see, the indirect material total cost for 1 hour of production is 66 ringgit. To find how many indirect material costs for a month, we multiply 66 ringgit by 7.5 hours and equal to 495 ringgit per day. So in order to find the total cost for a month, we multiply 495 ringgit with 26 days. It will get 12,870 ringgit per month for indirect material. Now we move to labor. For our labor, we have two types of labor, which are direct labor and indirect labor. Direct labor, we have two bakers that are working in production site, and the total wage for both bakers are 2,662 ringgit and 40 cents. Next, indirect labor. Indirect labor, we have accountants and supervisor. Accountant, which is 2,999 ringgit and 10 cents, and for supervisor is 2,600 ringgit. The total cost for labor is 5,599 ringgit and 10 cents. This is our non-production overhead, which consists of salesperson and administrative. And lastly, this is cost statement for a month of production. So as you can see, this is our cost for prime cost, production cost, and non-production overhead cost. So the total is 31,956 ringgit and 55 cents. Alright, and this is our overhead absorption rate, OR, and the total for after we absorb it will be 4 ringgit and 30 cents, and we're using production unit for our basis.
Assalamualaikum everyone. Today I am going to share how much the selling price in order to get RM500 per month in my company. So first of all, we should determine how much the total cost, which is our cost to produce cupcake for a month, is RM31,956 ringgit 55 cents. The second step, we should calculate the total production that we could produce based on the cost. So our company could produce 3,328 units in a month. After we know all those things, then we add the profit that we wanted with the costing, which is RM500 per month. Then the total amount of calculation we divided with the quantity of product that could produce. Then the amount shows up is the selling price per unit
that we have to sell in order to get RM 500 per month, which is RM 9 ringgit 75 cents per unit. Thank you.
Okay, thanks Kimi for your presentation. Now I'm going to present about direct and indirect costs for cupcakes in November Hut. Okay, for direct costs, we only use three materials here, which is machine, Oreo cookies, and milk. For machine, the cost for machine is 469 and 50 cent ringgit per month, while for Oreo cookies is 15 ringgit, and for milk is 6 ringgit. And for indirect costs, the material we use is baking powder, Nutella, Hershey chocolate sauce, icing sugar, chocolate chip, chocolate rice, cupcake case, and we need to pay rent. For baking powder, the cost is 6 ringgit. For Nutella, it's 20 ringgit. For Hershey chocolate sauce, it's 17 ringgit. For icing sugar, it's 4 ringgit. Chocolate chip, 7 ringgit. Chocolate rice, also 7 ringgit. Cupcake case, 5 ringgit. And for rent, we need to pay 900 ringgit per month. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
So that's all from us. Thank you for listening our presentation and Assalamualaikum.